TPCSI fans, you want to revolutionize your sports investing habits? Allow me to tell you about Wagerwire. Wagerwire is an app that helps you become a superior bettor by allowing you to sync all your sports books and track all your bets in one place. See your current action, your betting history, and stats. You could also sign up for sports books and collect bonus offers. Follow them at Wagerwire on X, as it's the best account on the platform. Head to App Store or Play Store now and search Wagerwire and download the app.
Soon found the years long, we will never settle. Hard days, no way, with a heavy metal. No time, no fail, won't stop here. Like a torch to a flame when it burns hot. Won't stop, come on, take me higher.
Good morning, sports fans from all around the globe. I am the host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and it's time for the Breakfast Bankroll. And as you see, I'm smiling ear to ear. Day 2 live with CXO Travis Geiger of Wagerwire, our proud sponsor and partnership, of course. Go head on over to Google Play, download the app. It's free. From there, I promise you, Travis, Zach, myself, the rest of this huge team, Amber, Harley, Jay, Kevin, the list is endless. Come on board. Join us now. Don't get left at the train station, I promise. But enough of me. The star of this show, live from Paris, the 2024 Summer Olympics, Mr. CXO, Mr. Travis Geiger. Good morning, sir.
Bonjour, bonsoir.
All right, we're living the Olympics through your eyes. Yesterday we were at Rugby 7. Talk about your first day there and where you are today and what the hell is going on.
Yeah, well, we're really putting the X in experience. For everyone that doesn't know, that's what the X stands for, Chief Experience Officer. We're going to try to bring you something different every day that we can. Right now, that different is France. I'm at Saint-Denis, which I think in Boston, Jeff, they call St. Denis. That's where the Stade de France is, and where the torch is going to pass just behind me here. The crowds are starting to fill in, actually. There's a stage back here, a beautiful cathedral just off to my left. You can maybe walk around here after we get a little bit out of the way. It's interesting here. I think you can see there's a palpable change from the beginning of the week when I got here till now. It was very chill, very relaxed, very French, and now a little bit uptight. I think that's a good thing because I know that soccer game, more than one soccer game, got a little violent last night after the Rugby Sevens. The stadium that I saw was, that I was in, which is the main stadium, was very peaceful. We were able to walk around. I got my laptop in. I got my backpack in. They're now instituting checkpoints. They're calling them red zones and gray zones. And then you get into the ticketed area. For those zones, if anyone's going to the Olympics, you should know this. Look up the game pass. It's like the passe. I don't know. I don't speak French if you can't tell. Despite my Duolingo training. But to get into the zones, you need this pass. You submit your passport, you submit a little mugshot of yourself, you submit why you got to be there. So it'll be interesting to see the people that want to go see BMX, that want to see skateboarding, that want to see 3-on-3 basketball, the people that want to see volleyball by the Eiffel Tower. Just to even get close, you're going to have to apply for one of these. On the site, it says it takes 2.5 days to process. Mine got denied pretty quickly, so there's hope. But yeah, there's a palpable change. Another interesting thing is it seems to be a lot of confusion. No one knows a lot about anything here from the volunteer staff. They're kind of segmented out between their different venues. I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to report what's on the ground. I know in the States the narrative is they're unprepared, a little chaotic. I hadn't seen that, but we're starting to feel that. So it's going to be interesting, the narrative as the games progress, between the security passes, between the police presence. It should be interesting, but we'll be here for it. And I'm going to be here for the beginning of the games, and then our guy on the ground is going to be Matt Chaparellis, who's one of our heads of content over here at Wagerwire, came from PointsBet. He actually speaks French. He's going to be able to give us more insights. He's going to be going to volleyball. He's going to be going to skateboarding, 3v3 basketball, Um, the one thing I will say for anyone that wants to get the newsletter blast throughout the games, wagerwire.com/#subscribe. Put your name in, put your email in. You're going to get all sorts of cool reporting from the ground. All right, that's my opener, Jeff. I'm here to answer any questions you or anybody in the chat has for me.
Well, the first question is, why were you denied?
I was denied because the address of where I'm staying is slightly outside of the zone. And so, yeah, it's zone specific, right? I didn't get tickets for inside the zone. So you need a reason to be in the zone. They don't want looky-loos just walking around near the stadium, which I understand because you could cause a little chaos, more than chaos, from what we saw, of course, the Boston Marathon, etc. That's exactly what they're trying to avoid. And I think if they can avoid people getting near these events, they might not have tickets, but even getting near to create a scene, create a ruckus, because the visuals here are pretty iconic. I'll show people the cathedral off to my left and the old buildings all around, but when you get down to the Eiffel Tower, Champs-Élysées, Louvre, the I forget what they call it, the obelisk, where they're going to be doing all that crazy stuff. It's pretty iconic, which unfortunately in this day and age makes it a target.
Now you talked about day one to today. You can already feel the change. You can see it in your eyes as well. How is the actual emotions out there? Is it just like another day, or can you sense the tension or any uneasiness?
It's pretty electric, Everyone's pretty laid back. They're smoking cigarettes and drinking beer. The police are quite on edge. I don't think they have crime like we do in the States. This is kind of like this is their big moment. It's interesting. I actually marvel at how many people do speak English, because if you try to find a cop in the States that speaks French, like, you probably are in New Orleans, you know what I mean? So everyone's been actually helpful and friendly, but you can tell that they're taking it very seriously, which I appreciate. When I was at the Rugby Sevens game, I'll tell you a little bit about that experience. So I talked about the checkpoints. You go in. We went through a little stadium tour. The actual Rugby Sevens was pretty electric. So Rugby Sevens is 15-minute matches for anyone that happened to be able to catch it. And we're going to be posting TV schedules as the games go on. For anyone that was able to catch it, the USA played France and had a shock draw. The French people they're really into rugby. They support their national team, etc. Did not expect a draw. I wasn't obviously American enough to draw any ire, which was good. I didn't see a ton of USA people there. I saw some. And they were decked out, suspenders over the top, whole 9 yards, red, white, and blue, which was cool. I saw some Japanese fans. We're going to be posting some videos over the course of the week too. A lot of crazy fans, which I love. That just rolls. Every 30 minutes they do a new game. So it's a half, 2.5 minute halftime, the second half, 15 minutes of total play. And then at the top of the next 30-minute block, they roll another one. And so they rolled that for several hours. I was just going around the stadium having a great time. Interestingly, what we pointed out, no ice in the stadium, no ice in apparently this whole country. Weird. I'm sweating like a French person at church right now. There's also no air conditioning in any of these buildings. Maybe some people know about that. They're old buildings for whatever reason. AC really never made the changeover. HVAC would have been a nice innovation. They're not doing HVAC here. So you pretty much have open windows and fans. So really hard to escape the heat. Add that to the no ice. I think one of the narratives here is it's going to be the hottest Olympics on record.
So you got through day one. We're here to day two of a handful that you will be in. What's today look like for you? What is your thought process for today?
Yeah, so for today, and just going back to yesterday, interestingly, they weren't playing the other games in the stadium anywhere. So to watch the Morocco-Argentina game, everyone was crowded around the preview monitors of the press. So they have each, around each country has its own press. They were playing the telecast of Argentina, Morocco, and people were crowded around. People hated Argentina. When Argentina played Kenya in rugby, people were Kenya, Kenya, the whole stadium. So they got the soccer rivalries are carrying over to all of these sports, which is interesting. The other thing is, as much as there were boos when Argentina came out, it was cool to see that kind of rivalry converted into not just taking the piss out of Argentina, but rooting for a country that they wouldn't normally root for. I got some people looking at me. I think they are hearing me talk shit on Argentina. There's a Messi jersey. I should probably keep it down. Day two. So day two is there's some events going on today. There's soccer. There's handball. NBC for the first time is just going to be doing primetime coverage. So they want to drive you guys to Peacock. If you have Peacock, you can watch all the stuff live. I think there's going to be 7,000 hours of coverage on Peacock. I think there's 349 medal events that they're going to be covering, all on Peacock Live. The time delay is a little bit wonky, as you know. I'm up till pretty much 1 every morning doing my Wagerwire roll on LA. We got an alarm going on over there, but it looks like it's everything's good. It's a normal alarm. There's also a giant carousel. You love to see culture on display here. That's why I'm sticking around here. I'm working on the newsletter to share all these experiences with everybody. I'm also going to see, if you see the stage behind me here, there's going to be a little pre-event getting ready for the torch to come through. I don't know if Snoop Dogg's going to be right here or not, but I'm going to try to live stream the torch ceremony. Celine Dion, I don't know if she's going to be running with the torch. I think she's probably going to be in the stadium somehow, if I had to guess. But there's some pretty cool stuff happening. And as you can see, the people are getting gathered. The volunteers are coming up. There's a bunch of cameramen. I don't know if you can see the police behind me. It's a really cool scene. I think that from these games, you can expect to see some really iconic shots. There seems to be a home field advantage. The French do really care about these games and bringing home some gold. I think Team USA is looking pretty good, pretty poised for a nice run. I know you guys are mostly talking about basketball on ESPN, but ESPN just loves to talk about the same thing over and over again. So I'm sure that there'll be some new narratives coming out. We'll bring you all those side hustle stories that are going on.
Well, I'm going to ask you, and of course, you're the boss. This is where we couldn't be happier here, the Wagerwire community, everyone on X, standing room only as we speak. Yesterday, you took us on a little tour. Today, you're set up perfect. Russell Saylor wants to know, are we expecting Snoop to light up with the torch?
That's the question on everyone's mind, isn't it? There's never been a more iconic lighter he could have in his hand. I think it might be too high profile. He's solidified his reputation. The question is, will the athletes pass the drug test that are hanging out with Snoop tomorrow night? Because we know what happened to Sha'Carri Richardson. So I know Snoop's a good guy. He wouldn't jeopardize anybody's games like that. But wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be just a nice bit of modernity to have him have a little blunt in that front pocket and give the torch a little thing? It might, knowing how seriously they take things here, it might start an international conflict. But hey, Snoop is Snoop. When he was asked why, he said, because that's why I do what I do. That's what I do. And asked why he was carrying the torch. I think that the real narrative of the opening ceremony is coming up here is going to be magic. And I think cinema is going to play a big role. We can expect an appearance from Mr. Steven Spielberg. That's been reported by Variety. Cinema started in France. The Lumiere brothers, Georges Méliès, they were some of the pioneers. Actually, Edison was, helped perfect the camera mechanism in the States. Edward Muybridge and Leland Stanford are credited in the States with starting motion pictures because of a bet. I don't know if you guys know the story, but I'll tell this anecdote. They had a bet on the way or the order of which a horse's legs left the ground. It's unclear if one of them thought that there was a leg of a horse on the ground at all times, or they wanted to know which legs came down first and how, because to the human eye, when it's going very fast, it kind of blurs. So what they did is they created a still camera, wound it up with a rubber band, and when you let it go and unfurl it, the film goes through it, and that's 24 frames a second. Edison was the one that did the light test that said how fast do you have to flash a light before you see one solid light. So at 24 flashes a second, it's actually 24 and change. the flicker becomes imperceptible. And so in the early days, it was strictly 24. You could still see some of that flicker on the silver screen. It's later now. It's more like 30 is what they roll at now. But the legacy of cinema is massive in France. And if you go to the cemetery where Jim Morrison is buried, you'll see a lot of filmmakers there. So we can expect to see Steven Spielberg. And I think that Hollywood, the legacy of Hollywood, that's where Snoop Dogg gets involved. I got a little thumbs up there, yeah. They're really making this an international event about how French culture has influenced the world, and it truly has in ways that we wouldn't even think of. Like the fencing tournament is going on today, on guard, all that stuff. French, a lot, fraternity, sorority, like these are in the French mottos. I was in a fraternity. We know fraternities and sororities. So, French culture kind of has made its way to our lives in ways we wouldn't expect. I think that that's going to be the narrative. But the idea of magic, the city of light. It's going to be amazing, and NBC Universal's got a star-studded lineup that Snoop Dogg's a part of and Mr. Spielberg's a part of. So it's not to miss. Magic is going to be the theme of the opening ceremonies.
Well, yesterday you took us on a little tour. I know you're set up perfect. I mean, the sound, the camera, it looks amazing here. My question is, do you want to mess that up and walk us around, or do you want to just stay still here?
I do want to mess it up and walk around. Now here is a Olympic guide that I have. I want to show do a little show and tell real quick here. This is in French, so it's not super useful, but this is a liaise to say there's some really cool things that I've been grabbing around here that I want to give out to the ECSI and Wagerwire community. Follow us on X. I cleaned up on these because they're going to sell out. I just want to hold this on the screen. This is an Olympic Pez dispenser. All right. When I saw these flying off the shelves ahead of the opening ceremonies, I grabbed a bunch. We'll be giving these out on our Twitter throughout the week. You can see on my wrist here, I got the Wagerwire wristband. I got the Paris wristband. We're going to be giving these out throughout the week. These are going to be Twitter giveaways. Now, they're going to be downloading the free Wagerwire app, of course. Got to come with something. It's really no skin off your back. We'll be running these. I'll put a graphic out later today. We also got some pens. I got shirts. We're going to get everyone in on the action. So, if you want to get out ahead of it, go to the App Store, Wagerwire, one word, download the Wagerwire app. We're going to be making it rain things like Pez, bracelets, shirts, pens, anything that you can't get in the States. Le official merchandise. That's us. All right. That's the show and tell. Now, I actually haven't truly walked around here, so we can discover this together if you'd like to, Jeff.
I'm all in. I'm going to sit in the stage and let you do the tour. And if you need me, give me the wave. But this is your house.
Okay, great. So, here we go. Let's see if I can. All right, guys. So, here we got behind me. This is where the torch is going to come through. I'll get to a high point here so y'all can see. Back there. Boom, boom. Very iconic. I really hope we get a rendition of Gin and Juice right behind us here. That would really make it. Here is that cathedral. Wow, so cool. Really dope. Definitely not air conditioned either. Let's see if we got these. We got some nice alfresco dining. Here you can see some of the official signage. Let's walk up towards the stage, shall we? All right. So, looking behind me here, just enjoy the scenery. Pretty amazing. No one does it quite like the French. Bonjour! Ouais, bonjour. Okay, we get a little bit closer. Let's see what the hubbub is here. Yeah, really beautiful. Again, we're in Saint Denis. This is outside the Stade de France, which is where the torch is going to come through. They're going to light the cauldron. It's going to be one of the main stadiums. That's where we were for Rugby Sevens. We're up here doing a sound check. Looks like we got some dancers. Let me get up to the front here. They're doing a little tech rehearsal. Yeah.
We might have just lost Travis here. I'm going to hold tight for a few minutes. I want to thank everyone here that's watching. Amber, Russell, is um, ton of people on X, ton of people on YouTube, the Wagerwire community, of course, the ECSI family. If you haven't downloaded the app, head on over to Google Play, wherever you download the apps. It's Wagerwire, one word, download it, it's free. And of course, we got Travis back
Yes.
here. There we go. We're
Hey,
back
this is
to
real-time field reporting here. So, yeah. All right. So as you can see, they got a nice little runway. I'm going to jack up my hold. So you can see the Drake Galore down the middle. Red, white, and blue runway. Get some fashion. There's a bandstand right there. I'm looking like a fool. No worries. We got, here, let's get really into the deep stuff. We're going to be breakdancing. Oh no, they look like breakdancers. You're making up? I am too. Yeah. Doing some on the ground reporting, trying to figure out what's going on. These look like breakdancers. Yep. Way. Pretty cool. Honestly, a lot of great scenes here. Those are pretty awesome gold dials on that church clock there. This looks like a tech rehearsal, and it's going to be pretty cool. Let's keep going here through the crowd. Yeah. It's just the sights and sounds, people. I'll let you soak them in. Boom. All right. So we're just making our way through the crowd. Everyone's as curious as I am. Communication as to what the hell is happening is at an all-time low, but might be cultural. And here we are, passing through the crowd. I'm going to get you guys a look right down the pipe. Is breakdancing? Is breakdancing going on?
What?
Breakdancing?
I don't know.
What? No? No. Okay. Like I said. All right. There we go. Pretty dope. That's the shot. That's the, Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité. What? We got some of the camera guys getting ready. It's going to be a whole to-do. When you hear about the French suburb of Saint-Denis, where the torch relay is going to be happening, think of me. We'll be live streaming here as it passes tomorrow night. I'll leave you with that shot behind me and hand it back to Jeff.
Well, Travis, obviously we can't thank you enough. Again, the Olympics will never be seen like we're seeing it this year, live through the eyes and days that you are spending in Paris here. Day one, obviously, you brought us to the Rugby 7. Day two, you're giving us amazing where the torch will be passed and going through maybe some break dancing. What does the rest of the afternoon have in store for you today?
The rest of the afternoon, I'm going to be rolling footage. I'm going to be putting our newsletter together. I'm going to be developing my film photos. I've been taking a film diary. We're going to be putting together our giveaways for the rest of the games. We're loading the springs because we're here to stay for the next, 2 weeks of the games. We're just getting started. You guys are getting the sneak preview on the ground first. The hype's going to start turning up, probably prime time tonight. You're going to start to see it all over the news, everything else like that. And then NBC is going to be going super hard starting on Friday. It'll be the narrative that carries the day for the next 2 weeks. And like I said, unprecedented coverage. We're going to be at some events. I haven't decided exactly which ones I'm going to do on Saturday. Oh, cool thing. One thing I didn't know is that countries have their own clubhouse, and Team USA has a really cool clubhouse. So I'm going to go to the USA house. Summers is hosting an all-day party. We'll be there. I'll be networking. We'll be talking to athletes, meet some medalists. I'll bring you anything that's interesting from there. So stay tuned.
Can we expect to see you tomorrow here?
Oh, yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. Absolutely, my man. I'll see if there's anything different happening here. If it's not, I might go back into Stade de France. I'm gonna actually tomorrow's Friday. I got some invites to some cooler ancillary things. All the brands, as we know, Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy, all the Prada, all of the luxury brands. They have their own little exhibits and hangouts. I kind of want to check out some of what's going on with the sponsors. I still want to catch a couple more events. Just seen the Rugby 7 so far, which is electric. So whatever I see, I'll make sure that y'all see.
Well, we can't thank you enough. Obviously, you got us here at ECSI on speed dial, even if it's for breaking news. If we're in the studio, we can jump on live for 5, 10, 15-minute snippets if you want. Otherwise, look forward to obviously going with you tomorrow, wherever you do go. So we can't thank you enough, Travis.
Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it. Good hanging out with you.
From myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Invest, the one and only Travis Geiger, CXO, Mr. Travis Geiger from Wagerwire. We thank you so much. Everyone watching and listen, retweet, put a heart, tell a friend, get on over to Google Play, wherever you download the app. Wagerwire, one word, logo up in the top right corner. You got Pez, we got pens, we got all the merchandise, the wristbands. Come on board, join us. We will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Stay tuned.
See y'all.